it's like I've said a lot of times, you guys. All I got to do is just make the Gospels available, and especially with quantum computing now. You have people that have like what they refer to as a religion about science, right? And yet money, it doesn't have any scientific value. It's just manipulation for dopamine and endorphin, brain. And a scientist would know this. And so if you have a religion, okay, that's based on science, and you're a philanthropist, I mean, you'd sit there and look. What's wrong with? There's nothing wrong with Christianity or Islam. Islam is Christianity. It's living the peace of Jesus Christ. That's what it means. Okay. Uh, Allah means Jehovah. You know, and so when you have these people that come up with these scientific groups, you're reacting to yourself. Uh, Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Liars react to themselves, and symbiotic life forms are liars. So you're not reacting to me. You're not acting like me. You're reacting to other liars that are like yourselves. Okay. Sit there and tell you, I'm 62, I look great, and don't eat these foods. Don't say that. Okay. They don't have your excessive compulsive behaviors, and they don't have your money, and you don't live by the freeway. If you live in Malibu and they live by the freeway, don't tell them how to eat. Okay. If they want to eat comfort foods till they die because of economic conflict, you should scientifically be able to understand that, right? So he's obnoxious. Yeah, I'm really obnoxious. I'm uh, I'm an American man. I'm an American man. I'm coming to your town. I ain't here to party down. I hate partying down. Um, I like getting together with people and till reasonable time because you don't want to disturb your neighbors. Get them there a little early, get the dance floor going. Put on some many a tear has to fall, ba doo, but it's all in the game, doo 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 doo. And if you can't dance to that, something's wrong with you. All in the wonderful game that we know as love. If you can't have just dancing is about expressing the ability to live and provide and love. It's not about fighting. This thing on there, I disliked it. These Japanese women were kicking the shit out of each other for people's entertainment over money. And the one girl's laughing and the other one looks upset. It's like, yeah, she's getting her ass kicked because money's real. Why isn't science saving us from religion? Okay, you're obnoxious. And this guy kept calling this girl's kick beautiful, and you're like, beautiful is being kissed. Training your children to have to beat the hell out of other people's children over money isn't beautiful, and it's not kind. It's just, you're just going to have to survive because I'm not capable of standing up for love. I'm afraid I will be killed. Okay, DT Suzuki's not like that. Neither is Sun Yat-sen, and neither am I. You're going to have to stand up, son, and do what's right. What if they kill me? You won't be wrong. And life's eternal and grace is infinite. You can't teach, you're not teaching your children, okay? If you're telling your children to capitulate to murder and lie and vote for a president for money, you're telling them to participate in murder because it's okay, it's natural, right? Now, science mandates for us to live in the life for sacrifice, to continue to do science or religion, that we don't murder one another, right? Everybody's, well, but you will. I don't murder the cow and kill the. Okay. I got that from that vegan at the store in Walmart. But you murder whatever. Is like, yeah, okay. I murder the cow to eat. Okay. So when the cow dies from old age, okay, when I die from old age, are the worms murdering me? Okay. Do you understand? He doesn't understand the story of the cow, does he? Okay. A man is a man for a reason, and a cow is a cow for a reason, right? Okay. And so people, well, that's horrible. People eat all this. If you don't eat the cows and you kill all the wolves because the wolves will eat you, The cows will go unchecked and eat everything. You'll have global warming, disasters, and the cows will start doing like the deer, and they'll sit there and chew on the bark off the trees. Did you see what I'm saying? Do you understand? Balance, harmony, and understanding. Is that Kobe beef? Yes, it is. Don't kick each other in the face, right? Well, I was sitting there watching it going, all I would do is just, because I can absorb, me. The kid punched me in the parking lot. I just grab the leg, snap the knee, and say, you ready to live peace? You're going to walk with a limp the rest of your life. And that's all I would do. I wouldn't Bruce Lee chase around hurt my back training. No. I'd just sit there and go, I don't want to kick you. Don't kick me. You want to live the Lord's Prayer? No. Okay. Kick me. Okay. Or you could sweep the leg while it was going under, but you have to. I said you could do that, but I was thinking you could do that, but most people don't have that kind of speed and quickness and agility to pull it off. She'd jump over and then start kicking you on the thing. So I could do that, or I'd do whatever, but I would just try to find a way to end the fight rapidly and then say, ready to live the Lord's Prayer? Okay. Love you. You're very cute. Okay. You're cute. Right. They're adorable women, very Japanese, very trim. And the buttocks is a little bit more trim. The thighs, the one girl had the very thick thighs, the other girl had the cute little figure. But they're very Japanese, beautiful big brown eyes, nice lips, tiny little noses, just adorable, sayonara, geishas from, hey, is that Red Buttons' wife or Marlon Brando's? So you remember Red Buttons' wife? They committed suicide because he was enlisted and they weren't going to let him take his wife stateside. So they both killed themselves. All right. The one who was supposed to stop all that mess ended up marrying a geisha. He's from Texas. Okay. You ever seen that movie Sayonara? It was one of my favorites as a young person. I was sitting there watching it. Well, I had an uncle, Jerry, who married an Okinawan woman, went into civil service, and came back with she was already a mother of two girls that were conceived before World War II, and the father was killed during World War II. And so she was a mother of two young ladies. And my uncle Jerry married her, and they had a little boy named, I think it was Jerry. They had a little boy. And who's a grown man that's older than me now, yeah. And so, but you guys got to understand, okay, that your perception of science is solely based on your ego and not based off of balance, harmony, understanding, and humility. Okay, not at all. Okay, when you're destroying stuff to see what the universe is made out of, you're trying to play God. Okay, it works, right? Okay, well then don't fuck with it. Why you want to replicate it? Why you want to replicate it? It replicates itself. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Or do we have to discuss philosophy again over money and sell me a fucking books and discuss it over tea and scrumpets? Right? Flanger hanger, flavisham. Okay, do you understand? Okay. Oh, my dear Bartholomew, I'm afraid you've gone and upset me. So long, farewell. Anybody else like Vincent Price? Great Mouse Detective. Then my kids have that. I used to watch that. Vincent Price was. It's weird because I was sitting there getting frustrated at this new Running Man movie because it's the same old story, It's like, you do know one-liners and gratuitous violence over money is self-destructive, and we have quantum computing now. Okay, damn, these people are batshit fucking crazy. Now, when Vincent Price was doing the Omega Man, which Rockefeller told him he could get him to do it. He made Planet of the Apes. And he made the Omega Man and Soylent Green. Okay. All, quote, non-Christian type movies, right? Rockefeller did not like Charlton Heston at all. It's what I get in my head. He thought he was self-righteous, pompous, and arrogant. And dear Charlton, self-righteous means believing in something when you're obviously fucking wrong. Believing something is real and true when you're obviously fucking wrong. Rockefeller knew right from wrong. He just wasn't capable of doing right. Yeah, he wasn't Dudley Do Right from the old cartoons. Yeah. No, he was not capable of doing right. He knew right from wrong. He just, no one's going to do right, so fuck him. I'm just going to kill them all. That was David Rockefeller, pretty much in a nutshell. What kind of a nut has his dad? That Detroit Rock City, David Rockefeller, It's weird because, a lot of you people, my dad can't stand, he doesn't, because I talked to him about him, he doesn't get so mad about him anymore. And it's like, with me, it's like, no, I don't hate the man. I don't, he got caught in the fuck and, he admitted it to me. Most people don't. He talked to me in prayer and said, man, I'm sorry. I don't get that from anybody in Scientology, right? We're sorry. We're really sorry about the Natalie in the guest room thing in Santa Fe. Yeah, you think Gordon B. Hinckley was? What about Russell Nelson and the Monson fellow? Think they were a little sorry about that one? I would have been. That was a very uncomfortable moment. It was very uncomfortable. There's nothing, there's nothing wrong with the 5-year-old. When people do something and something happens because people are being manipulated by scientific community. And it feels like Oprah said, it feels natural, it feels normal. It just wasn't something that I had, and it didn't happen in my life till I was about 12, 13. And then I was like Innes Cosby, and I did a lot of my own laundry. Oh, yeah. Okay, just lots of laundry. Enough laundry because, 2 or 3, 4 times a day, right? Like Billy Connolly with the whole thing. He goes, that one guy you've had in your schools got held back like 3 times? And you're walking home and he's sitting over there on this fence over there. He says, what are you doing? Well, you take your willy between your thumb and your forefinger and you go like this. He goes, the one thing about it though is, after you do it 100 times, you go blind. He said, I was never so terrified when I got to that 100th time, which was about 3 hours later. You'd tear yourself raw. He's just kidding. Unless, of course, he's counting each time. And then in that case, yeah, man, you're slow. Speed up. You'll get the job done. But it's I'm just kidding around. But it's like that's kind of interesting, hard things to do. But all the things that happened in my life were engineered by scientists that have ego problems, and not things that would have happened in my life if I didn't have engineering scientists with ego problems in my domicile studying me. And so the book of Revelation was caused because of people like you. And you're the cause of it. And this is the result of it, And how I look and how I feel and how I'm treated. And everybody in their right mind knows, okay, that's the guy like King David. And Jesus is the guy like King David. And God's omniscient and omnipotent. And Jesus and King David are the spirit of the man that do not waver and give us faith in omnipotent God, and don't let people turn God into Pharaoh and Nebuchadnezzar and, kings. The word kings has been radically changed and corrupted by people. They referred to Jesus as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords because he's the faithful man, the standard of manhood and the eternal virtue of man. Okay. Just because the royal families of fuckendom take the word king and turn it into, we need more money because Gimbals needs more money to fuck and stocks need to go up, doesn't mean that that's what the word king means. Okay. Like the word God and the word faith and the word truth. Loosely tossed about by idiots who think money's real and they need more of it, so go paint a painting about truth. Well, then you'd want to paint a picture of your daughter as a baby. Claire, I love you, Claire, which is my favorite Gilbert O'Sullivan song because it's so adorable. Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Peace out.